What is your best insult without swearing? I'm lonely, not desperate. I envy the people who haven't met you. Credit to Letterkenny. Buddy, you couldn't wheel a tire down a hill. Dad's old one is, couldn't pour piss out of a boot with the instructions written on the heel. I bet your parents change the subject when their friends ask about you. Lot of therapists getting phone calls right now after reading this. If you were the light at the end of the tunnel, I'd turn back around. I'm gonna be stealing that. You're a conversation starter. Not when you are around, but once you leave. Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. Oscar Wilde. My days of not taking you seriously are certainly coming to a middle. You weren't burdened with an overabundance of schooling. If I throw a stick, will you leave? I wish for just one time you could stand in my show. I out know what a drag it is to see you. Not mine, but still good. I'd give you a nasty look, but you've already got one. I'm genuinely excited to never interact with you again. I find the fact that you live this long both surprising and disappointing. Your grades say marry rich, but your face says study harder. Or honey, you're not pretty enough to be this dumb. If you're a spice, you'd be flour. Bob's Burgers FTW. You have a great face for radio. And a voice for newspaper. I'd call you dumb as a rock, but at least a rock can hold a door open. Calling them by a characteristic or article of clothing they are wearing. Whatever you say, haircut. Or sure thing, sunglasses. It will bother them long after the comment. Somewhere somehow you are robbing a village of an idiot. I don't like you very much. I'm only nice to you because no one else likes you either. There is a person I know who is genuinely like this for me, but I'm not going to leave or tell them cause then they would be lonely. You are the reason why shampoo has instructions. You have the personality of a slightly tilted picture frame. I don't know that it actually counts as an insult, but I once had to deal with this arsehole who repeatedly told my girlfriend that he was in love with her and she should leave me for him. He messaged me once to say that he was a better man than me ECT. I just replied, while you're laying awake thinking of her, she's laying awake thinking of me. I saw it on Reddit a while back. Everyone who ever loved you was wrong. You and I will rot the exact same way when we are dead. A favorite in dealing with entitled people. I've used Play-Doh with a stronger core than you. You would have been better as a stain between the bed sheets or any variation of it. I had a neighbor who used to casually say your daddy tried to strain you through the sheets, didn't he? The implication being that you're such a failure that even your creation was a failed attempt. I stole this from Triumph, but I love this one. If you're here, who's home disappointing your parents? Somewhere, a tree is crying because it worked so hard to make that oxygen you're wasting. You should carry a plant with you to replace the oxygen you waste. You are as handsome as you are smart. Confused face, my point exactly. My mother always told me to be nice or be quiet. I presume you've not heard from yours in years. You're about as useful as a 9 on a microwave. In a world full of soup you would eat with a fork. Anything can sound like an insult if you just say it aggressively enough. I called my husband a mulch raker. It sounds quite insulting. We were cleaning up after a hurricane and he started raking the mulch. The mulch is literally ground up tree parts. Why are we cleaning it? Our cleanup attempts devolved into us throwing mulch at each other and yelling "you dirty mulch raker" and cackling while our neighbors watched. The best of you ran into the bed sheets, didn't it? I hope your sleeves slide down while washing your hands. Oh bro, calm down too far. How do you not wear a helmet? You are one of those people who would be enormously improved by death. Wow. You are as dumb as you look. 2 birds, 1 stone. You're a cotton-headed ninny muggins. They said no swearing. Well, excuse me. Diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of the brain. I feel bad for the person that had to wait 9 months for a kid, and it was you. I like to go to Shakespeare. You blocks. You stones. You worse than senseless things. A most notable coward. An infinite and endless liar. An hourly promise breaker. The owner of no one good quality. I'm sick. When I do look on thee, more of your conversation would infect my brain. Dude could write. What? You egg? He stabs him underscore. You're the physical embodiment of a wet sock. Mr. Rogers would be disappointed with you. A fun one for the holidays. I believe in Santa more than I believe in you. You're impossible to underestimate. You insolent lump of butter. You dense cabbage. Bless your heart. This one is so underrated. Having moved from the north to the south, I had no idea it was an insult until I lived there a couple years. Just keep adding adjectives to compound the insult. May the all-loving Lord bless your sweet, innocent, pure heart. Amen. Underscore. Your face makes blind kids cry. IDK where I heard it, but it's gold. It's unfortunate your father didn't choose a different hole. Should have gone for the head. If you were enema or inbred, you'd be a sandwich. Dash. Dakota Crowd Divine Dungeon Series. You pox-ridden bastard of a goat-born Babylonian whore. Your family tree is a wreath, isn't it? You overpriced knob goblin. Stop diddling your sister, cousin, mother and drive. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries. Which is actually pretty insulting, as hamsters procreate quite fast, and elderberries were used to make wine. So mom's a hoe and dad's a drunk. Also, elderberries, or, more accurately, the elderflower that precedes them, have a distinct smell of piss. They smell kinda like an old man who hasn't washed in some time. Just one word with the right face: pathetic. I absolutely love slamming people with bozo. I don't have the patience or the crayons to explain this to you. Your birth certificate is an apology letter from the condom factory. Archer, what are you hourly? Me, who velcros your shoes for you in the morning. He has the agility of roadkill. Sharp as a pancake. As smart as cat litter. Couldn't hold a conversation if it was in a paper bag. You have the skills of a rock. Call someone a dry cleaned cum sock. Usually confuses them, and you get to insult them one more time like a Pokemon battle. It's refreshing to meet someone in such full embrace of their own ignorance. I hope your day is as wonderful as you are. You first slice of bread. Everyone's touched you but no one wants you. You cranberry numbnut. There's 2 things I hate about you, and it's your face. Lol, you're like one of those guests in Roller Coaster Tycoon, who I would drown to improve the park rating. Son of an unnamed she-goat. Listen here, you storage vault of extra chromosomes. This one made me grow an extra spleen. When you were born, your parents threw away baby and raised the placenta instead. Ma'am, you're about as hot as Siberia and as bright as the abyss. The only thing I can see you being good for is dropping the property value of an entire city block. If your parents got divorced, would they still be siblings? May your marinara sauce never cling to your pasta. I wonder if anyone will miss you. I see your IQ test came back negative. I love how you don't care about people's opinions. I hope your children grow up to know to be ashamed of you. Working in a bar, people used to ask how my day was. Normally I'd respond with just living the dream. Somewhat sarcastically. One day dude comes in and looks at me deadpan and says dream bigger. and just goes back to his menu. Not gonna lie, hurt a bit lol. Fastest way to kill a fight is first off, brush your teeth. My mom taught me this one. You're entitled to your opinion, and I'm entitled to ignore it. For use when someone will not shut up about their thoughts and won't stop arguing with you about it. My dad taught me this one of many. Insert name here. You could drive a saint to the pleasures of alcohol. I've had better head from a nickel beer. Out to lunch with co-workers. The conversation turned to marriage. If we were married, I'd kill you, said the office manager to me. If we were married, I would kill myself, was my reply. Wasn't this an apocryphal conversation between Churchill and Lady Astor? If you were my husband, I'd poison your tea. If you were my wife, I'd drink it.